Hello, and welcome back to the Middling Along podcast. My guest today, I'm delighted to say, is Angelika Buettner. She is a photographer and is here to talk to us about her book entitled I Am. It's a glorious book looking at 121 different female subjects, and I'm going to let Angelika tell us a little bit more about the sort of the genesis of that project, why she did it, and how she found her subjects. Angelika, welcome along.
Hi Emma, really nice to meet you and to talk to you.
So tell us a little bit about the book, which you said came out sort of towards the end of 2019. What made you decide to do the project, and can you tell people who haven't seen it or heard about it a little bit more about its kind of ethos, and what's the story that you're telling?
So I am a photographer all my life, kind of my professional career, and I started working in the industry. First of all, was more advertising in Germany before I moved to Paris. And then I was really much involved in fashion and beauty productions. And growing older or touching 40, I think something happened as well with me. And I realized, and it always bothered me a lot, that when we were shooting anti-aging creams, so-called, which the word I don't even like, creams for big companies, no names needed, whatever, we were casting, so it was supposed to be for women over 40, over 50, over 60. But what we did is like casting girls who were supposed to be
flawless skin.
Models. Yes, but they were like between 25 and 30 or maybe 32. And then we retouched them. And it's so completely wrong. So the whole image is like so fake. I can't even express it. And those women, like, the majority, even like a big part of us women over 40, doesn't really exist. The only image we had was the image of the grandmother. So, and then they were used with their grandchildren, but never in fashion, never in beauty. And fortunately, in the last years, this has changed a little bit. So I have the feeling there's like an age revolution happening, and you're a part of it, I think. And women are coming out and say, well, I have wrinkles, I have this, my body is not perfect. And the whole distortion of the female image of beauty, how we're supposed to be, is so wrong in our society that it touches young girls. Once they pass 20, they suffer already. And I get a lot of letters as well from young girls who said, oh my God, I'm turning 26 and I feel so old and I'm not 18 anymore. And it's horrible and all this social pressure. So, and she said, they were talking about like being a role model and I said, okay, let me be your role model, because I think it's horrible how young women are suffering already. That's why I think the project is really cross-generational, and it's like maybe educational as well in a certain way to show younger women that a woman in her 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s has her own beauty, and that everybody has its own beauty.
Yeah, so the subtitle is Celebrating the Perfect Imperfect.
Yes.
Just having that broader definition of what is beautiful and not the very narrow whatever it is that the kind of the beauty industry and the fashion industry tells us is kind of what they're prepared to accept as beautiful. So what was your sort of process of finding the subjects for the book, and did you start with people that you knew already and sort of work out from there?
Yes, I did. Now, first of all, it was really a process to decide if all those women have to be nude, because I think this was really important. And then from my experience as well, from fashion and beauty shootings, I thought once they get dressed, you're not the same anymore. So, and then you kind of play, or if you are in lingerie, then you're not natural anymore. So I really reduced it to the max and said, I think our how do you call that in English? Birthing suit? No, how do you say that?
Yeah. Birthday suit, is it? Yeah.
Birthday suit,
Birthday suit. Yeah.
birthday suit, yeah.
Yeah.
So really, the birthday suit is the most natural, and I think it's a challenge for most of them because most of them never post nude,
Mm.
and
That's a huge mental block to get
yes,
past, and they have to really trust you
yes,
as the
yes,
photographer to.
yes. So it's really a relation of trust. So I started with very close friends where I lived in France at the time. And then, so it word by mouth, then it grew. And I've been also looking out for women who were a little bit different or different in age. And my goal was really to have diversity. So I started at 40 because I thought 40 is like a turning point. Some people think 40 is too young, should have started at 50, but it doesn't matter in the end. You know, it's just that's really not the point. And then I tried to have different body shapes and different ethnics. So that was the advantage when I moved to the US. And then I thought, oh my God, this is going to be difficult because the Americans are so prudish. But finally, it's not. So there is really something like, I don't know, it's like a challenge, a revelation, going past your comfort zone. And it's really something, an attraction as well for every woman. And basically, I also think that every woman would love to have her nude picture taken by a respectful photographer, and not in a sexual way, but just in a sensual way. And let's say the picture is for herself.
Yeah, you're
Uh,
capturing that moment in
yes,
time. You're
and
never going to
then
be any younger.
yes, yes. And then I also had friends who said, oh my God, we do that every year now. I want to see the process of how my body is changing. So yeah, it was just growing and growing, and I never pushed it. I've been working on it for 8 years. So photography is my main job, and for clients and editorial. So, and I always, when I saw somebody or that somebody new came up, and then it's all work in progress. But I put it as a challenge to myself as well, not to repeat the same image, not to shoot everybody the same, but really go for the personality, go what's their soul expresses and what is their where they see themselves, what's their environment. And
So
then
you would go and shoot them somewhere that they felt either
yes,
comfortable or
yes,
kind of inspired, that they felt
yes.
sort of,
Uh,
express their personality or their interest or.
Right. And sometimes this has to do with water, or so with the outdoors, or woods, or a New York roof, and others I just shot simply in their bed or in the bathtub or on the grass, or I don't know, it's just with flowers, and just everybody try to feature what is important in your life, how do you see yourself, what's the poses. And then very often we started shooting. And also, what is important, it was always one-on-one sessions.
Mhm.
There was no assistant, no styling, no hair, and no makeup involved, which is important. And when the women asked me, do you do makeup? And I said, just do it as you like yourself the best.
Mhm.
So if this was a red lipstick, just do it. If you want to put your hair up, down, whatever. So, and we really started playing. And we started maybe with an idea, and then I'm very spontaneous, I'm very intuitive. And then I see something and I said, oh, just go over, climb on that tree, or just lay down there, or do this. And it's always a lot of fun. And I think it was a really great experience as well for every woman. And every picture has its own story.
Yeah, I was going to ask. So, alongside the images, the beautiful
Mm.
images, your subjects were telling us in the book a little bit about themselves. Did you direct them how much to write or what to write about, or did you very much leave it to them as to what story they wanted to tell in words?
I always gave them keywords, or many women thought it's in relation to the picture, but yes, in relation of it to the picture or to their life.
Hmm.
But I didn't push and said, oh, you have to write 1 page of words, which fills 1 page. So it was just very personal. So some women just have a quote or their personal quote or a quote which is important in their lives. Others write a short biography in one page or the most important things which happened in their lives. So there are also women which had cancer survivors. So it's just like, everybody has his own story to tell. And this I wanted to have, and I never wanted to push to uniformity or asking everybody the same questions, like you see that sometimes in magazines, and then, it gets boring. So I think this part of testimonial is also part of their personality, and what comes out, I respect.
And did you find that any of your subjects found the kind of process really transformational, like for people who presumably most of them had never sort of posed naked for a photo shoot before?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So I always had the feeling it's like an enchanting process. It's liberating and fun. And it's just also like a symbol. If you can do that, you can do other things in life.
I love it. Was there any particular reason for the number, the 121, or did you just get to a point where you were like, yeah, I'm done. I'm happy now.
Yeah, no, actually, I could have gone on forever, but at one point, and it was just a number I liked. So this just like I like numbers in general. So and 121 sounded nice to me, and I said, okay, rough. But then I still continued shooting for the website, for the I Am the Movement website, and even here in France. So I shoot. Sometimes I do as well. Sessions for women who want it for private, which is then a different approach. But on the other hand, it's kind of the same. We went to the beach and we were shooting at 8 o'clock in the morning when nobody was there. So yes, so I think it's just a present to yourself, and sometimes you make it as a present to the husband, to the lover, to the whatever boyfriend. I continue, and I still see so many. Well, you can also say every woman is enchanting, so, and you can do that with every woman. At one point I have to figure out, and I'm not going to do the same book again, because somebody asked me, are you doing another book? And I said, no, not the same thing again. So no.
And have you self-published the book, or is it with a published? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, in the end, I self-published, and I had like a contract on the table, which I didn't sign because I thought also I didn't have the same control, and I really had a vision as well how the book should be. Like it's horizontal, it had a certain quality, and then finally I just took an art director and an editor and published the book by myself, printed it in Belgium, and went there myself. And but it's a learning curve as well. I don't know if I would do it again like this.
Yeah, and timing wise, it sort of just kind of came out right before the pandemic started, so that sort of interfered with some of your plans for.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we had the inauguration, we had an exposition in New York, and it was a great event with several hundred people, and that was amazing. And then I had like so many events lined up, and nothing could happen anymore in the US. Yeah, and then we traveled and we moved and then set up again. But I had a really nice press coverage as well. So in Germany and in the US, and different magazines. So, and it's still continuing. So because this is nothing which stops or it doesn't get old, or it's still very actual.
And you said that sort of a movement had grown out of the book itself. Can you talk a little bit more about that, about the kind of things that you're doing to continue?
Yeah, I didn't want to stop it with the book, because once it's published and it's out, then you don't talk about it anymore. So I started already doing videos, and we did interviews in the US with one of the ladies who's in the book, and she produced and hosted. So we did interviews with 15 women, which are on YouTube. And now we're also thinking of doing interviews with mothers and daughters, because I think this is a very important theme and where to touch the base as well, because this is where it happens. So what we can give as mothers to our daughters and how to change their body image so there's not so much suffering, because this already exists in high school, let's say. Now there's so much bullying, and everybody who's a little bit different might be one of them who's bullied. So, and I think this is just to give us the image that there is nothing perfect, and that everybody, that individuality is the thing to go. Actually, this needs a lot of work still, I think.
It's definitely, as a mum to a only 8-year-old daughter, it's definitely a concern having, you know, children growing up in that sort of social media environment of filters and that sort of distorted reality. God, I can't even remember thinking about my appearance as a child, what my body looked like, or my hair or my face. Like, you know, I was more interested in what my body could do. Could it run? Could it cycle? Could it swim?
I think we didn't care so much at that time. I don't know. It's just like when I was younger, I don't know. We didn't think so much about hair, and I think it touches a lot the young generations, and then the filters, and every image which goes public is retouched, basically. So all the imperfections are taken away. And we did that as well, and I did it for years and for years, for editorials and for advertising. So every picture was retouched. Girls were made taller, even slimmer, or, you know, boobs bigger, boobs smaller. You know, there's everything. Everything has been done.
Just distorts your own sense of reality. Do you still work in sort of fashion or advertising or those kind of fields? Do you think that things are changing?
Things are changing slightly, and I see it as well with the fashion shows. So, and even Germany's Next Top Model, I just saw with my daughter once, and she has now women. I think two are one is in 40s and two are in their 60s.
Wow.
So, and they're with Germany's Next Top Model. So this is really amazing. And those women, they're doing really great, you know. And there's one in there who's never been a model, and I don't know how she got in there. So, but this is amazing. So that there is something happening, or you have high-end fashion shows which introduce as well, like the older women and Hermes and all those companies. They're doing it. So there is something happening. But I think there's good and bad in it. But there's not. As long as we pick only the best looking ones, and the best looking with beautiful gray hair, there's still a distortion, because not everybody looks like that, you know?
That's true. So we're still under pressure to kind of look perfect as we're getting older.
Is still there, but yeah, and there's also like a movement, so it's going on for different body types. So I think really something is happening, but it will take a few more years, until we have more of a normal life, so that everybody is fine. Yeah, and we don't have to judge, and we don't have constantly fighting with our weight or whatever. You know, it's just like, that's really important, I think. And I invite, for the movement, I always invite women who have something to say, to write also blog posts I can put on the website, and to make it grow and continue. Yeah, give a wide spectrum of different opinions, and
So if you're to go back to your idea about doing the sort of the mother-daughter combination, do you think would that be a follow-up book, or would that be part of the sort of the online work that you're
I think it would be more interview and online. So I have another book idea I really want to do. I'm not talking about it now, so sorry. But it's nothing to do with nudes, so it's something different, something very profound as well. So yeah.
Do you stay in touch with the women that you photographed for the I Am book?
Oh yes, yeah. No, it's I send out regular emails and I get feedback and we write. So I can't say it was everybody of the
No.
121. But the interesting thing is, well, some women I didn't know before, and I saw them the first time when we did the picture, and they became friends. So there was just something this and exchange of trust and I don't know, something really special which develops
Yeah.
during that 2 hours, 3 hours, four
You're
hours
connected
yes,
forever.
you connect for life. And I think it's just an honor to me that women trust me so much that they go bare, so and trust me with the picture and then put the picture in a book or to be on Instagram and or to be on Facebook or I don't know. It's just like this because this is still where you communicate as well on the website.
Hmm.
So it is visible, and I think it needs a lot. And I'm really grateful for every woman who trusted me. And some of them, it took them a year, and then when they said, "I'm ready,"
Oh, to build up
but
to.
I didn't ask constantly. So I have one of my yoga teachers, for example, she really was attracted by it, but she didn't dare. And then after a year, she said, "Okay, I'm ready when we're doing it."
Just have to do it now before I change my mind.
Yes, I know. Yeah. Or some girls, some women, they called me up, said 10 minutes before. I said, "Oh, no, we're not doing it today. I have to go to the gym." And I said, "No, no, no, no. That's fine. I'll come. We do the pictures and we see, and everything's going to be fine." And then they said, "Oh my God, I'm so happy you insisted. And this was the best thing I've done." And yes, so this is amazing experiences for everybody.
Yeah. Were there some people who, I don't know, that said that it made them feel very differently about their body, about their relationship to their body, having kind of gone through this process and seeing themselves through the eyes of somebody else?
Yes, 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 they were absolutely yes. Because most women, when do we look at each other? And mostly we're so critical and full of self judgment. I think this we're our worst critic, by the way, for sure. And yes, I think it's like an appreciation of your body and how your body can look, and yeah, just appreciate it.
They are just beautiful love letters to the feminine form and in all its kind of expressions. And yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
My goal was also to see the beauty in everybody and not, you could also shoot it in a more like documentary raw state. So my goal was always to make the woman love her picture, and that was
Hmm.
important. So every woman saw the picture before we said, "Okay, that's the one." I said, "So that's my favorite. Do you agree?" And if they did, so yeah, and that was the one which was selected then afterwards.
Fantastic. Angelika, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to share in the show notes. I'll link to your Instagram account where you're sharing your work all the time, and
Yes.
to the link where people can purchase a copy of the book if they're
Okay,
interested to do that.
perfect.
And yeah, I will definitely be following with interest the mother daughter series as and when that materializes, because I think
Yes,
that's
yeah,
something that really resonates with me, and I'm
I can
sure
imagine. Yes,
will with a lot of people. So
yeah, I know. I think it will. This is another step, but it's just, but it's a lot of organizations to do those videos and edit and everything. So
yeah.
you have to really be set up. Yeah, I'm collaborating with somebody else in Switzerland probably for that. So we do it together.
But yeah, I think definitely we're crying out for those those good kind of healthy discussions and more deeper understanding of what it means to live in a female body and loving that body in a world
Yes,
that wants us to hate our bodies and spend money fixing
yeah,
them, covering them
yes,
up.
totally, totally,
All of
totally.
that stuff.
That's what we do every day, kind of. Yes, yeah. But it's a changing world, so let's be positive and I think it's going for the better.
Yeah, well, thank you for what you've contributed, so your beautiful, beautiful work to move that conversation forward. It's absolutely stunning again, and thank you for your time. You've been listening to the Middling Along podcast. Do remember to subscribe to be notified when our next episode is live, and why not visit the blog at www.middlingalong.com to sign up to my newsletter as well. I do hope you enjoyed listening today. If you did, I'd be really grateful if you would consider leaving a short review, as that helps people find the podcast and helps get it noticed. Hope you can join us next time. Goodbye for now.